And we are back here at the DreamHack Open featuring Fortnite. An hour and 50 minutes down, which means that we have about an hour to go before queues closed, and we find the 50 teams that move forward into the grand finals later today, where the $250,000 prize pool awaits them. I'm your host, Hello Kelly Link, and of course, as always, 112K, Sancho West are your semi-final commentators. What you listening for, Sancho?
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for 11 to say something about Benji and Savage. Ready?
I have no idea what you're talking about, I'll be honest.
What I'm talking about, coming from 92nd place with the Victory Royale, going all the way up to 17th, baby. Let's go.
Hold on. They're in 24th. Because this is the DreamHack Open, a lot of things are going on. The games are constantly happening, chat. We have about, there's 500 teams that have moved forward. So that's how many games? 100? I don't even know, guys. But a lot of action going on here at the DreamHack Open. And we got to see some incredible plays in that last game. I thought that was going to be Kinzel's game, but it wasn't.
It wasn't, but still, Kenzen and Waiki did some great work that game. Long as you get a lot of elims in this type of format, you're feeling good. And that was a very strong performance. But eventually, when we get to the set lobbies of the grand finals, that's things will get a little bit more spicy, Levin.
Yeah, things are getting a bit crazy now, right? The leaderboard standings are really starting to shape up into one of those situations where, you might want to press that panic button. You want to start picking up the pace a bit. I can't wait to see who really steps it up though, right?
Oh, like that? That was probably my favorite play right then and there, Kelly.
An incredible play there as well, but I need to see where exactly do they sit in the top 10 leaderboard, because we did have McSqueeze and Hen take away that Victory Royale, but was it enough? No, Wolfies and CRR still on top, 334 points, starting to take a lead from second place, which of course is Milan and Champix. Kazix and Grizzlies 4ZR is going to be holding third place. Link and Navi's 7-Tor, R-Tor, that's R-Tor, right? Is going to be in fourth place. And then we have Kaizen and Zeku in fifth.
Man, that top 10, that's just stacked. Like my boy Fallout would say, it's the who's who in the zoo. And we're talking about some of the biggest beasts in the EU region, Levin. I'm just excited to see what's going to go down. Shia and Baller are going to have a screamer of a crazy final to call.
All right, I do need to look at our bottom 10, though. Which teams are just barely scraping by and making it into our top 50? It looks like the current threshold points is 188 points, and you can see that there's 4 teams with that, chat. The tiebreaker does go to the team with the most Victory Royales, and then after that, it goes to the team that has the highest average eliminations. Tayson and Thomas HD so close to not qualifying, and you can actually look below. Kiku is not in the top 50.
Yeah, it's going to be important that Tayson and Thomas really start to pick things up. As well as some of the other boys here, right? So many, good players just barely outside, and you need to start to separate yourself from the rest.
Yep. Vettel 7 and Stir 6 need to get some work done as well. And I think the word I was looking for was howler. I think that's what Levin would say, right? That's the EU slang. Howling.
Howler is... You gotta know. If you know, you know. It's one of those.
The disappointment in Levin's face there was palpable, man. That was incredible. Listen, but you know who's not disappointed?
I appreciate the effort.
I mean, I've heard you use the word mare for nightmare. I'm trying to work the EU slang in.
You're starting to get it. I like it.
Some of the other teams in our top 50 right now, of course, Flick and Anas performing incredibly well. Mariah and Jaspe is still up there. We got Lazen and Slow, Andelix and Nate are qualifying currently. And of course, Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage. However, they have now moved on to 30th place. So it seems like they're slowly starting to tick down. They're fine. Well, I like that confidence, but there's also the caster's curse. Who knows what's going to happen, guys? But game 4 is going to be starting in just a minute. And I asked chat, oh, just kidding. Chat, I'm not even going to ask you anything because the game is ready to go. That's what we're here for, and that's what we're going to be jumping into right now.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I think the context is they howling, right? Everyone's howling. Look, Levin, this is the great thing about our relationship. It is forming. This is the first time that we're working together, but it is not the first time that we're casting a game here at the DreamHack Open semifinals. And we're seeing some big names on the outside looking in, and you're taking a look on your bottom right. That is Vettel 7 and Stir 6. They're trying to get in. They're currently sitting at the 52 mark, but the deal and with Noah Riley, I believe, they're looking really solid.
Yeah, but Dylan O'Reilly, just a scary duo to come up against, man. Just when it comes to just like the 2v2 potential that they have, I genuinely don't think in a 2v2 engagement there's many people that can beat them. Maybe they'll prove me wrong right now, right, off spawn, because Vidil's gonna have to fend off against somebody over here towards Treehouse, as I like to call it, and it looks like he might not come out on top of this one. Willie, though, he hits the shot, full step player backwards. He does have the chunk splashes there to kind of get his health back up. And it looks like the Doom AI is actually like doing his work for him, doing all the dirty work for him. He might be able to sneak back around and actually pick this one up. Wait, that play got knocked. So he actually does pick that one up. Okay, no Riley came to the rescue in the end. So these guys are gonna be able to stay up and potentially make something out of this drop.
We're seeing how contested Doom's domain. Noah does go down here, so Vidil with literally 20 HP is gonna have to clutch. Does have some chug splashes to kind of starve off that elimination here for a factor. Picks up Noah, throws him to the side. Now he's gonna try to go sicko mode and survive this. Good white tag here. Yes! The clutch factor is real, and you're just seeing the extreme and supreme skill of the deal. You know what? A lot of people like to put this deal with that, deal with me, but yo, I just cannot wait to Vidil to say deal with Vidil. You know, deal with Vidil, because that was a good clutch.
I can't believe you've actually pulled that one out. Sancho, look, you know what, though, Sancho? I'm gonna teach you a couple more of the UK.
All right, let's go.
Don't worry, I'll throw a couple in here and there, and I'll see if you can catch them. But look, that was a great engagement for Vidil, right? Look, he was in a position where, you know, back against the wall, your teammates down, you need to hit the shots in order to actually stay up in the game. Oh my goodness, Kin's on the kill feed getting up too, which is gonna be super good for those guys, right? Because we talked about how they want to kind of maintain their place in the top 50. But Vidil, right, hits a nice shot, goes for the edit play, baits the player to kind of, you know, push himself as well, and then, you know, finding that right timing to connect. And now they're gonna probably move towards the vault, right? Moving to looking to loot up. And my big thing with these guys, right, is like the consistency aspect of like their play, because, you know, seeing them over towards Dooms at first, I was a bit surprised, because yesterday they were landing towards Stark, right, and today it seems they're going towards Dooms. I don't know if that's, you know, just willy-nilly, like they've just decided game to game where they want to go, but I'm really, you know, kind of not concerned. I don't worry about these guys. They're a great team. I'm just kind of wondering what is the plan for them.
Here we go. You're going to see how powerful a vault could be, as we're seeing in the replay. Truck Power is going to go ahead and wipe out a team at the Shark here. Some big time performances, solo clutches happening throughout the entire match. People will be rebooted. But what I was going to have to say is the Vault's already a really powerful location for trios, and that just is amplified in a duo setting, because a duo is not going to be able to walk away with everything. But what's also interesting is the ambush play. During the interview we had with iDrop74 and in Dreda, they talked about the ambush opportunities they set up, and we were starting to see that meta in solos. And you see Vidil is essentially capping out this portal, and this little port is an exit for Josia and Gravzy. And so this is going to be that moment. As soon as he hears that, Vidil's just going to go ahead and pounce, because they're going to be locked into animation. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of other ambush play opportunities that duos will create going forward.
Yes, it's definitely a popular thing, right, to do, right, camping the vault. And you see people doing it over here towards Stark, right? Your boys, right, Louis and Carrot, they were camping the vault early. They caught out a couple pros, and I saw some complaints on Twitter. And you see, camping the vaults can be effective, man. You know, you might not like the strategy, you might not like the play, but if it works, it works. And you can see here over towards Stark, the fight ensuing. Stark is always messy at the start of games. It becomes very scrappy, and the team that comes out on top oftentimes is, you know, left in a really good position, right, with so much loot available to them. And in this case, it's going to be Delusion and Razzler for the moment in time. Obviously, if they head over towards the vault, there is going to be another team ready to contest them, but looking in a decent position to handle that, although he is solo. So I think he probably will opt to go pick up his teammate first, and then maybe head toward the vault after.
And just to give you everyone an idea of just how chaotic it can be, we've already seen the chaos at Doom's Domain. We saw the chaos out there in the Stark industry. The question would be, like, can Mongo and Mitro, will their reputation of kind of alphaing that FNCS trio spot so hard. Already, anytime you look on Reddit, you look on the social medias, everybody says like, oh, they know the purple drop in Siberia Jake gets rewarded with a purple shotgun looking good. But wow, okay, let me put a pause to the conversation. This is a huge battle. Andalix and Nate going against Kenzel and Wake 11. Let's go.
Yeah, the battle of sweaty sands right now. And this is going to be incredibly significant, right? We have two top contenders for the finals and right now the semi-finals. Kinzel goes down early in the fight, and that's going to leave Wakey to fend off for himself. Will he be able to do it? It's looking unlikely because he's got a player right in his face, and Nate's going to close out that one. And ultimately, the Kings of Sweaty Sands come out on top of this one.
It's so cool to see on the FNCS trios. They were on opposite teams, but they always landed in Sweaty Sands. So to see them come together and working as a duo is just showing how strong they are, considering that another strong duo that we just saw in Kenzel, they normally don't land there. So you may not know the lay of the land, and every moment and literally everything to hit, everything to loot, all that is a big factor. But still, Kenzel at least walking out with 2 elims there. That's a pretty solid thing to keep up some pace there for Kenzel and Wakey. But we're going back to Siberia, Jake and Safik there. The point I was going to make is that, so Mongol and Mitro, they're kind of conditioned the entire EU region to know that they have the quote unquote, the perfect drops for that start chest. And that is what's going to be interesting going forward. Will they be contested at start? The answer is going to be yes, considering that there's just not enough space for all these duo mates. But we're just seeing Siberia, Jake, and Safik here take what's known as a scavenger route.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think, you know, there will be a lot of teams that you can test them. It's just the reality. But ultimately, I could see them coming out on top today. They're just on that cusp, right? They're sitting around 50 of 60, if that kind of like region, I believe. I think last time I checked it, they were in that area. So I'll check again for you. But look, they will have their struggles because of it. There will be days where you can't win all your fights at Stark. But when they come out on top, you know what to expect from them. So I don't know, it's tough, right? So looking at it now, they are sitting at around 78th, which is like, it's tough because, you know, you want to see them in the top 50, but it's the trick of the trade. It's what comes with the land of Stark Industries. And so hopefully maybe they maybe reconsider things, right?
Siberia, Jake, and Safik might have to reconsider that rotation. This is the dangerous part of being a scavenger route. You're going to make a rotation, and now you're not used to someone being there. You're not used to a team or a duo kind of hanging out near the bridge area, so that's something they're going to review. They're not going to have a lot of time, though, considering that the grand finals is going to be literally right after this, and that's going to be called by Shio Wager and Bala. So now already, we already saw Siberia Jake get beamed out of the backside of the boat. Now Safik is going to do his best to kind of clutch for this moment here, but Kid Bocage and Quinton, 156, off pace right now. The threshold's considered best estimate 335. So this is going to be a very important match, considering that we're getting closer and closer to queues closing. And here at DreamHack, once the queues close, we'll still have about 30 more minutes of action to call to see who's going to squeeze in and make those clutch moments here and have that Victory Royale performance that could vault you right in. We talked about it yesterday in the heats there, Levin, that you could have a 100-point pop-off here in these kind of games.
Yeah, but it's not an easy task whatsoever. And you know, when you're a team that's storm fighting, you know, at this stage in the game, and you know you're having this long drawn-out fight, starts to make you question what really is the game plan. Where have things gone wrong? Bocage goes down, but Quinton's going to be able to pick him up, so they should be able to get in here, you know, relatively easily, and I'm sure, I believe they have the health to actually get in as well. The slurpfish in hand and the minis and the med kit available should be good to go. But
would you say it could have been a mare situation, a mare, a nightmare?
This isn't a mare. They're not having a mare, right? You know, you know, like, you know, when we watched Browner, right? When we watched Browner get snapped, he was having a mare. That was a mare.
That was bad.
Yeah, this is just a slight inconvenience. Nothing major. Nothing major.
Receiving the replay, Kizzy gets a hard 160 damage pump elim on their opponent and finish the job with a in-sync edit with the teammate and Kid Bokaj and Quinton. Now we're going to go ahead and advance. They're not going to have any gatekeepers to deal with, so that's going to be great here. But this is very early into this game. We're not early into the DreamHack Opens. We're still about past the halfway point as we see Primzy getting the elim Mataj. And now this is really actually nice. Kid Bokaj and Quinton are going to be able to get some nice material, and possibly that chest could still be there in that Quinjet. But when you got Hen and Xweez in this lobby, that's going to be difficult to overcome, considering that Hen and Xweez are coming off a victory royale. So the back-to-back is definitely in play.
Most definitely, and if you look at the kit that they have to go with it, yeah, this is setting up to be a good game for these guys. They obviously are, coming off of a win, like you said, and I always feel as if, like, for the past couple of seasons, like Hen and Xweez, they've been two players who are just like, they are just the typical like elite player. Like if you wanted to look at like a model just top Fortnite player, they are like a good example of that. And like they always seem to be finding themselves in positions where they are winning games. And like, if you're gonna make a dark horse pick for any event, they're always a name that you should like look for. Because you might not have them as your favorites, but there's always just such a big potential for them to do well.
Absolutely, and that potential was really strong as Hen and Deceptos and Putra came in 9th place in the FNCS Trios, and Xweez alongside with Anilix and Janice came in 2nd place in the FNCS Trios. So we're seeing the number 2 and 9 trio kind of form a very strong duo here, and we already saw him get a victory royale. Now they're going to try to close out here, and this is the aggression that you expect from him. Seeing Osmo on the back of the heels, goes right in with the aggressive play, the shockwave into the breaking into the box, and now Lou is going to try to run away as fast as possible, and Xweez and Hen are now in full pursuit. But now the rest of the lobby is focusing on Lou, and Lou is going to be a fish out in the water.
Yeah, Otsmo, he's having a mare. That is, he's having. He's having a stinker. He's having an absolute stinker. Gets completely whitewashed from the game, from the lobby, just destroyed. And Hen's gonna be feeling good about that one. That was pretty free on his behalf, and now they're gonna be able to move on now, rotating on this dead side of the zone towards the east.
One of the ones that I heard is rinse. That's a common phrase over there, right? I'm getting rinse. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're going to be learning here at the DreamHack Open some EU slang. I'm feeling it. I'm vibing with it. Because you were born in the region, right?
Pardon?
You were born in the UK, correct?
Yeah. I was born in the UK.
Yeah, that's what's really cool. I'm really excited to have you on the cast here representing the EU region. At the same time, if you are, in different languages, that's what's really cool. In DreamHack, we have Spanish, we have French, and we have German cast here representing as well. You can take a look at the links on the social media, Twitter for DreamHack FN. So it's really cool. If English is not your native language, we have all the other languages represented in EU. And what's really awesome is that those teams have been working really hard together. I know Tokata, as we saw in one of the breaks, Tokata being a great player and a pro player, kind of going into the caster role. I cannot wait for somebody in the NA side or the EU side to decide to join the cast somewhere, a desk, because I think they would add some valuable information. But one of the things as well, you were kind of mentioning your story along with Shayo, is that you were very competitive in the early days of Fortnite there at 11.
Yeah. That's really how I made my start. It's why I know a lot of the players, and I have a relationship with a lot of players. Some I have memories of playing with myself, and some I have memories of playing against. And it was fun competing. Most definitely, the competitive spirit that comes behind competing is always fun. Obviously, I wasn't able to keep up myself, so I took a step back. But good to see a lot of players who I started up with, right? Obviously, we were watching Stursix earlier. He is actually the person who I've known the longest from even before competitive, right? I just met him casually playing Fortnite way back in the season 2 days, and so to see him now as like one of the top EU players is amazing. Hen going down, like squeeze left to
Was that a
protect
snipe?
his body. Yeah, it was into the bush.
Holy, Steelix with the snipe on Hen. The Bush Bandits get punished right now, and now the lobby is focusing on this fight, and Hen gets shockwave right out of this engagement, and now that's actually a really strong opportunity for the Xweez if he can survive the lobby focus and the aggression from Steelix. You're gonna take a look on the left side of the screen. That's the overall picture. On your bottom right, you're seeing Steelix here. Now he doesn't deal with the lobby focus, so Hen has not been confirmed yet. And Xweez is doing his best to extend the base as much as possible. This is going to be an opportunity to get the revive here. Steelix kind of saved Hen a little bit by building on top and drawing lobby focus, but it's just a matter of moments now as Hen has been confirmed. So now it's Xweez to kind of hold on against Shelby and Steelix.
Yeah, and Steelix here, along with Snad, kind of bulldozing on through. They do an amazing job picking up Xweez and Hen, and Steelix and Snags, they've been playing with each other for so long, right? When you talk about understanding your partner and having chemistry, these guys are a perfect example of so. And I really hope they can actually be incredibly successful, because Steelix and Snag obviously representing, you know, Italy. They've had the success here and there, but, you know, no significant major wins yet, right? Always on the cusp, as Barlow would say. Always close, but also yet so far. And so to see them pick up a potential qualification into the finals and then maybe even a victory on top of that would be a shock, but a good one at that.
Now here we go. We're about 51 players left, 26 duos, really close to placement. Top 25 placement gets doled out. Every elim's worth 5 points. So that is what we're dealing with right now. And we're seeing Storm Surge is up, but it's going to be turned off very shortly. Once it hits 50 players, that's when it gets turned off. So there's one unlucky, unfortunate soul out there that might have to deal with that as Swag picks up a knock on Frenzy. And Elix is still on his feet, gets a confirmation. As we're seeing Steelix and Shelby fighting hip to hip, but there's a lot of people down below. We got Quinton's duo mate down there and Mapsy and Boaz all down below, but you're just hearing there's so much firepower handling up there in these mountain areas.
Yeah, and you see the result of a war of attrition, really, right? Quinton and Bocage really applying pressure here, and Steelix and Snag looking to potentially get in on the action. The zone starts to close in. Has there been anybody who's really impressed you or surprised you so far today, Sancho?
Someone that's really impressed me, I would definitely have to say Wolfies and CRR. I mean, this format is really strong for them. At the same time, my concern for Wolfies and CRR was, as we mentioned, can they slow down when they need to? And I think in their strong performance is showing that they can. Their average placements is 13th. And their elims are, we knew elims would be there, but we always wondered, will they match it with placement points? And they are. And they're just really good at this moment. And I think seeing their swagger as well has been very impressive. But you mentioned it as well. The surprise is that there is no surprises so far in the top 50. The big names are here and the orgs are all represented. And Vidil and Noah Riley are here, and Milan, Chapix, Andelix and Nate. Janice and Reason is like, man, it's going to be really good. Everyone is in for a treat. And if you're on the NA side of things, your early morning, this is going to be a great Sunday surprise for you. So I'm very excited to see how it all shakes out there. But we have so much work to do and so much left to do in the semifinals here. As we're taking a look at the overall view, we're seeing all the competitors trying to find that high ground. We've already trying to figure out when is the perfect time to go for it. We've already seen a lot of duos go for it a little bit too early, as we're now in the half in and half out. And a majority of them are in the south side of this, and there's about 7 duos on the outside looking in. And that is why Noah Riley and Vidil are putting so much pressure. And it's just insane to hear the amount of sound and fireworks happening right now. And T-Way, you got the lobby focus, my friend. You're gonna have to survive, and Noah Riley sneaks in and takes that elimination.
Yeah, and it's going to be a nice tied up to their total. Sancho, you talked about at the start of the show, there's only one NA duo in the top 50. Do you want to know who it is?
Oh, okay. Let me take a. It's gonna be Kanata Macwood.
Mars and Crumbler.
Wow.
And they happen to be in this game. If you take a look at your screen, they're sitting there at the bottom, just below Noah Riley and Radil. They have a chance to make it in. They might be the team that represents NA in all of this, but they're gonna have a big game here. Some other NA names, there's Fernando and Nana Light sitting here as well, but it's probably starting to really shape up, right? We're gonna start to see a battle for high ground relatively soon here, and whoever can take it, you know, they have the potential to hold it, but we're gonna have to make sure that they do a good job of doing so, because it is not easy to hold high early in duos.
And we're seeing Nord and Flois as well, both competing in the FNCS Trios Grand Champion. There it is, Nano and Fernando, and look at that, the play for height as they vault over the deal, going in hot. Noah Riley going in hot. And this lobby is just getting hotter. Analix and Nate are here. Nano and Fernando are making a play in mid-ground, and this is going to be exciting to see. Sir6 and Battle 7, who were on the outside looking in just a moment ago when we took a peek at the board. Only the top 50 advance, and no doubt the deal on Noah is one of them, and Kid Boka is sitting up at height, but look at it, man, the chaos. But Noah Riley and Badil have 7 limbs, and they're picking up so many like chip shots, eliminations here, 11.
Yeah, and Radil and O'Reilly, you know, I questioned yesterday with Shayo, you know, how would they perform in endgame, right? They're so good and so aggressive in the mid game and the early game, but would they be able to show that same prowess in the end game? And so far, they are showing that they can as they look to drop down. Cammy and Paco, a duo that I've been looking forward to seeing. They've not had the greatest of starts to today's competition, but they have the opportunity to turn things around with a big game now. Looking to pick up one elimination, they do. Nix goes down. They're going to be able to finish him off. And now they're setting up to have a nice end game with the potential to move on and rotate in. Looking at this mid-ground layer, positioning themselves towards that front side of the zone now, looking to try get there, but on their way, they're looking for some eliminations as well, and they might just run into the wrong team. You know, O'Reilly and Badil finding their way into their crosshairs, and now they look to move.
They're looking really strong as Analyx takes out the duo of Vettel and Sir6. We're seeing Quinton still at height with his duo mate right there. On the low ground, there's not a lot of activity. It's the mid ground where the chaos is happening at this moment. Cammy and Paco are currently sitting at second height. They have a moment to strike, but we're seeing Vidil and Noah Riley putting some brakes on Bolko right now and picking up an Elam right then and there. Taking a look at Mars OW, Crumbler, NA East representing Mars, the DreamHack champion, could have an opportunity here to qualify in the grand finals, and that would be a victory. But look at height, Noah Riley and Vidil. They're gonna kind of stick it away there, wrestle away from Kid Bokaj, and down goes Vidil actually, but Noah Riley's still on his feet in that height. So Noah Riley's gonna have to go solo, but the story that we're taking to lock on is Paco and Cammy here on the right side of your screen. They are still strong at 200 HP and second from height, and right now contesting it with full force.
Yeah, and you see here the battle for high ground continuing. Steelix looking to vote his way up, but Cammy and Paco doing their best to hold on to it. But it looks like they're succeeding. Yeah, it does look like they're going to give it up. Maybe not, though, because Cammy actually goes back up. Okay, they have it. They have secured it. And this is their opportunity to push their way back into competition. Because now they wait for the rest of the lobby to fire out below them. Steelix goes down finally. So many players falling. And Paco and Cammy just look to pressure the lobby, force everybody below them into some sort of an engagement. Still, though, many duos staying up together. Nay and Andalex still up. As I say that, no, Andalex goes down. Mars and Crumbler staying up. Raxo and Artul. But it looks like Paco and Cammy have the upper hand on everybody else in this lobby as they're able to just stay above and just completely rain in terror on every single player that's left. Crumbler goes down to Paco now, and the lobby's thinned out so much. Rax and Arta, the only remaining duo left to fend off against Cammy and Paco, and will they be able to do it? Is this the game that pushes them into contention?
This could be that qualifying moments that we need in that grand finals ticket for Cammy and Paco. But Artur and Raxo, who did so well in the FNCS Trios, could go for a big-time championship. We got champions going at it toe-to-toe right here, competing in the grand stage, now trying to compete in the grand finals here for the DreamHack duos. It's going down to it. It's the 9th zone going right down. Down goes Paco. Down goes Raxo. So now it's a 1v1 for Artur and Cammy. It looks like Cammy does have the chug splashes. Does Artur have the health? No, the chug splashes, the refreshing splashes give Cammy all they needed. Cammy gets the victory royale, and what a great way as we're getting closer and closer to the end, Levin.
and I can't wait to see how this shakes up the standings, Sancho. We will see just after this break.